Yes, the real media.
KJAG Radio and KMA Entertainment, your source for entertainment news and interviews in Central and South Central Kansas. The best of the best are here, and we go above and beyond to bring you the most bang for your buck. Find us on the social sites like Facebook and Twitter. Log on to kjagradio.com and jiggyjaguar.com for more.
Thank you. Good night. Well, go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick here.
I'm Elena Urioste. I'm a violinist.
Michael Brown, pianist, composer from New York City.
Now, Michael, I want to start with you, my friend. I understand that you recently won a Concert Artists Guild competition award or something?
Yes.
Give me some details on that.
That was in the fall of 2010. It's an annual competition. And it's to provide management and other opportunities for young musicians. And so it's like I'm a member of their roster now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, you also are very active on Twitter, I've noticed.
Really?
You tweet every once in a while. How has social networking and all that been to your profession, being a pianist and everything?
Well, I don't really know. I just do it, and I hope. It's nice to know that someone reads them. You know, it's hard to know that if you do it, it's being appreciated. So
yeah, well, that's cool. Well, Elena, tell me about your best performance that you've done so far in your career. One of your most memorable.
Oh gosh, I don't know about best, but I can give you a memorable for sure. The first one that pops into my mind is I soloed with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra almost 2 years ago. It was in April of, I guess, 2010, and that in and of itself is already, super memorable. I mean, it's such an incredible orchestra and a beautiful hall, amazing musicians. But I was actually allowed to play what is considered at the moment to be the most expensive violin in the world, I believe. It's Guarneri del Gesù, and it's called the Viatom, and it's just, I mean, it's the best instrument I've ever heard for sure. I think there's something living in there. So it was all around a very, very spectacular experience.
Now, you recently, as of October, you were given a career grant, I understand. Tell me a little bit about what that is. You were given I was reading on your website that you were given a career grant.
Oh, I guess that must have been, that's actually from a few years ago. There's this award given by an organization called London Music Masters. I guess that was almost 3 years ago now, 2 years ago. It was sort of a competition, though I never auditioned live. I sent in an application, and then it was narrowed down, and then I had an interview over Skype. And but it is an award, I guess, a career grant. I don't know. It was basically just part of this competition where there are 3 winners who received a Wigmore Hall debut in London, which is really, really exciting. This grant and mentorship from 3 prominent musical centers in London. One of us I had the South Bank Center. One girl had Wigmore Hall, and one girl had the London Philharmonic. So we each got sort of career mentorship opportunities as well.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Now, Michael, Tell me a little bit about how you got started playing the piano.
Well, I started playing the piano by playing the violin when I was 4, actually. This is funny enough. I thought it'd be funny to mention it here. But and then I switched to 6. I switched when I was 6, excuse me, to play the piano. I don't know, I was just always drawn to the piano. Billy Joel and Mozart were my 2 first idols. I know they're very different, but I would spend hours listening to those 2 people at that time. And then I just never looked back. I've been with the piano ever since.
That's cool. Well, I understand that you attended Juilliard.
Yes.
And you've won all sorts of different awards from those folks. Give me a little bit of a rundown here.
At Juilliard?
Yeah.
At Juilliard, yeah, I've been lucky to win a bunch of awards and prizes. They have like the concerto competition where I played with Alan Gilbert, music director of New York Philharmonic, and Alice Tully Hall. We did the Beethoven first.
I was there. It was awesome.
That was years ago too. And I'll actually be making my Alice Tully Hall solo recital debut as this year's winner of the Petchek Award, which is an award they give once a year. So I'll be playing April 23rd, Alice Tully Hall. Thought I could use this opportunity to.
There you go. Yeah, might as well.
Why not?
Now, you guys are doing a cool little performance tonight. Kind of give me some details on what you guys are going to be doing here at the McPherson Opera House this evening with the recital and everything.
Well, tonight's program, I think, is basically it's Mozart Little B-flat Sonata, Kochel 378, which is the lesser performed of Mozart's 2 B-flat sonatas. That was sort of the idea behind this program a little bit, not completely.
This program is actually it's a conglomeration of 2 separate ideas we had for the season. This one is divided almost. Oh, actually, no. It's split unevenly. It's 3/4 one thing and 1/4 the other.
But now
Sorry.
explain that. Explain
Okay, so one of our ideas for a program was the title was The Others, and the idea was to take lesser known sonatas by composers who wrote, very well known sonatas for violin and piano. So, like Michael was saying, there's a big B flat Mozart sonata, and we decided to do the little B flat. So it's the other B flat sonata. Then for the Prokofiev, there's a sonata in D major, which is played very frequently. It was actually also transcribed for flute and piano. So we're going to play the other Prokofiev, which is much darker. It's in F minor. Okay, take it away.
No, and then the second half will be the Ravel Sonate Posthume, which is an early piece he wrote as a student, and that's also overshadowed by the Ravel Sonata for violin and piano, which people know, and they don't really know this piece, which is too bad, because it's really quite a lovely, amazing little discovery that we've been fortunate to play a little bit this year. And then, totally breaking the mold, we'll end the concert with the Strauss Violin Sonata, not because there's another one, but just because we love it so much. And
yeah, that was
we
the
really
premise.
wanted to play it.
That was the premise for the other program, stuff we like. So we definitely like the Strauss.
Now, Elena, I understand that you have some instruments, and they are like a generous extended loan of a private collection somewhere.
Indeed.
Explain this to me.
Well, this my friend here is made by Alessandro Galliano. The Galliano family had sort of a instrument-making dynasty. Alessandro was the grandfather, so the first Galliano. This was made in 1706 in Naples. And the bow, it might say something in the program about the bow I'm using. I'm actually not using that bow, but that is a very nice bow. This is the bow I've had since I was 13 or something. And it's a heavier stick, so it better suits some of the aggressive music we have to play tonight.
Yeah.
So.
Well, as we wrap up here, before we let you guys do a number or so or something here, how do you feel being young people trying to get people interested in classical music? Because when you think of classical music, you don't think of people your age playing classical music.
Well, personally, I've done a lot to sort of fight this battle. A lot of my work as a soloist has sort of made its way into schools over the years. So I've been doing a lot of outreach since I was, 16 or so, going into, in many cases, sort of underprivileged areas with an emphasis on Hispanic and African American demographics. And so I've been playing my violin for a lot of kids, and the reaction is always inevitably positive. They're so excited, first of all, to see this funny-looking thing and to hear what it can do. And so my belief is that it has to start in the schools. So I think there's a movement, little by little, where we're trying to make that as much a part of early training as possible. And then obviously that would better translate into having an active interest in classical music at our age.
I just to add, I do that stuff too, and I think it's becoming increasingly more common when you go to play a recital somewhere, as we do travel a lot, or when you go somewhere, you also, either the day of or the day before or the day after, might have an educational component attached to the recital that the series or the presenter sets up, which I think is really important to kind of target members of the community that probably won't come to your concert, but that can, when you walk into a school and you play on an upright piano, I think half of the kids will be bored out of their minds, and maybe 90% of them would be, but there'll be a few that'll be like life-changing for and riveting, and that's always exciting to just sort of discover and connect with those few that wouldn't have this chance to sort of see an artist or buy a ticket or have the parents to take them to things. And I think Elena and I were lucky to have parents who took us to concerts and things like that, and I think that's why it's important to go out and do as much of it as possible.
In a way, actually, I think that the 20s and 30s demographic of people is, in a way, they are a harder sell. But from my opinion, there's something like that. Roping in that sort of audience is totally the job of a marketer, and it baffles me as to why no one's really figured that out. If you put classical music into a fun situation, pair it with some sort of cocktail hour and like personalities who are captivating and want to engage the audience. Like, why wouldn't you want to go do that on a Friday night? But classical music is marketed as this very serious thing that, like, only the elite and the quiet and the old go to. So I think it's really, in many cases, a matter of publicity, just making it a more fun and vibrant experience. And I can't think of, too many of my non-musical friends who wouldn't be interested in a fun event like that.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Us.
And real quick, before I let you guys go, how do we find you guys on the internet? Websites?
MichaelBrownMusic.com.
ElenaUrioste.com.
And I'm assuming Twitter and Facebook and all that's over there.
Yeah, we're both, we both like the Twitter.
Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for doing this, guys.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
to the Kinsey Six. The best of the best from Central Kansas and beyond. We do it all. We are K-Jag Radio and the Jiggy Jaguar Radio Show. Log on to JiggyJaguar.com and KJagRadio.com for more.